I want to challenge Black America to be just as committed to taking care of Black Americans as AOC is committed and taking care of Hispanics and Latinos.
To what extent is immigration as an issue part of your problem with working class voters?
I mean, I guess my question would be what does the word problem mean?
People voting for the other side and not for you.
Yeah.
Feeling that Democrats are not serious about the issue in ways that concern them.
I think that we have a problem on immigration because of the lack of progress that we've had on this issue. And as we know, Republicans weaponized that lack of progress. Of course, there was famously a bipartisan bill last year that the Republican majority in the Senate and also in the House were willing to pass.
What was in that bill? What was in that bill that had nothing to do with immigrants? Bunch of trans stuff, bunch of LGBTQ stuff. They do that with every bill, Johnson. I want y'all to know, every damn bill, it'd be one thing it's supposed to be about, and they try to make you agree to a bunch of other things you don't agree on. And there were a lot of stipulations in that bill that were not suitable as well. But I digress. It wasn't just a one line item bill up or down. It wasn't that, okay? It's always more shit in the game, okay? And there was more shit in the game when it came to this bill. Kamala said the same thing, Joe Biden. AOC sound like Kamala, who sound like Joe Biden. They all sound the same. They all say the same things. Sound like Jasmine Crockett. They all the same people. They all say the same things. All of them have the same talking points. Continue.
Last year, that Republican majority in the Senate and also in the House were willing to pass. President Biden was willing to work with them on it. And Donald Trump said, do not solve this problem. As long as it is broken, then it will be politically beneficial for us. And so it is a problem not just for Democrats. It's a problem for the entire country that Republicans do not want to solve any sort of issue with it.
And they're going to say everything 3 times and try to stretch time and try to keep them from answering substantive questions. Here goes something, guys. When did they do this bill? When did this bill come out? 2023 and a half. 2023 and a half. That's 2023 and a half. That is 3.5 years into Biden's presidency. He'd already let in an estimate 10, 15 million people by this point. Okay? That's what you got to understand. He'd already let in 10 or 15 million people at this point. Before he'd said, "Oh, let's have a bill together. I'm running again. I might want to win this." So I'm being totally transparent. Not only that, the way Trump had the border on lock through executive order. He didn't use a bill to get the border on lock. He used executive orders. The same executive orders that Biden could have used to close the border at any time. All you had to do was do a stay in Mexico order, which would have said, hey, if you come to America, you want to get into America, and you are seeking asylum, why are you waiting to get approved for asylum? You can't stay here. You got to go back home. You come here, register, and then you go home, and we call you when it's time for your hearing. That's all he had to do. That would have cut half of the influx of immigration. Half. He didn't want to do that. He reversed that. He reversed that executive order that Donald Trump had in place. So this is all purposeful. I need people to understand the border issue was intentional. Look, man, I ain't going to be able to help us. I'm not going to be able to help us. If you're going to just listen to Democrats and you ain't going to think critically about what they're saying. You really think America can't shut its damn border if it want to? That's what you think. You really think America can't shut its border if it wants to, like it don't have the means to shut down a border? You really think things go on in America that America don't want it to go on? You really think it's not being allowed to happen? Is that what you think? You really think? See, I get people that must be stuck on stupid sometime. You know what I'm saying? And I feel you. I used to not know stuff too, but think critically. We are America. Do you know how many troops we got? If we was really trying to stop anything, do you realize how much military equipment we got? We got so much military equipment. We like, let's get some of this equipment to the cops, man. Shit, what we doing with all these, we got all these guns and things. We got to do something with them. You really think they couldn't take some of the guns and the bombs and the servicemen and women that we got in our armed forces and send them to the border and lock that thing down if that's what they wanted to do? You don't think that we could do that? It's intentional. It is intentional. They want the cheap labor. It's not out of love. It's they want the cheap labor. And people, if you are friends of Tim Black, and if you're friends of Black America, and you say you are and you mean that, you need to hear me clearly. Stop questioning me about the border. Stop acting as if you can't understand very obvious concepts. I tell you, Black America's on the bottom in part due to our border policy. You don't care because you don't care about Black people. Period. I don't want to hear it. That's the difference between you and me. I'm blunt and I'm real. Joe Biden wanted that damn border open. That's why it's open. Just like you went and got a second donut because you wanted to. Okay? The same way you was watching whatever you was watching on your phone that you shouldn't have, whatever, when she grabbed your phone, was like, what are you doing? That is what you wanted to do. Okay? Whatever it was, you wanted to watch the Oscars, you watched it. I can't believe I sat through this entire thing just to hear this dude get his lousy speech. Yes, you did. You chose it. Let's not act like people are victims. Back to AOC, man. Let's finish what she got to say. Once again, the talking points of AOC are the same talking points warmed up over from Kamala. The Democrats are so lazy, they don't even come up with new lies. They just tell the old ones. Because most of the people that watch NPR, listen to NPR, ain't going to listen to Tim Black. They're not going to listen to an alternative news source. They're going to go through the other corporate media at MSNBC and CNN and ABC and CBS and all the other entities. They're going to regurgitate the lies. So a lie can continue because they have a system, they have an institution set up to maintain the lie. I'm trying to break the matrix because I'm built for this. I'm breaking the matrix. I'm telling you some good stuff. This is just the truth, Johnson. All right. He couldn't do nothing. He tried to sign a bill. Go to presidentialimpact.com. That's presidentialimpact.com. A year ago, I put together an ebook. It is free, Johnson. I wrote it. I took time out of my life. I created a free ebook because I wanted to educate people and say, look, Joe Biden has all these powers. Presidentialimpact.com shows you what a president can do without Congress, what he can get done on his own. That's what the whole ebook's about. It's about one thing. I put out ebooks about one thing for you to learn one thing. It don't last that long. It's not even 20 pages. It tells you what you need to know about one thing. I have sites, I have sources, all of that's in there for you. And I proved to you in less than 20 pages that Joe Biden was lying to you about what he couldn't get done. That we've had other presidents who got a lot done without Congress. You don't need to wait on Congress. What you need is will, intention, and prioritization. Say it with me. What you need is the will, the intention, and prioritization. Prioritization, you know the word. So he had none of that. The president is a very powerful. Why is Trump so scary? Why they hate him so much? Does he have more power than everybody else? Does he have so much power? He's like Zeus. He came down from the mountaintop. Everything Trump was doing, Biden had the power to do. And what did Biden do? Why come Biden, if you say Trump is causing hell, why wasn't Biden fixing hell? Because he had the same powers. They both got the lightning rods. They both had the same wheels. They both had the same. Executive powers. You keep saying Trump is making all these unconstitutional. We'll get to it. The point is, I'm rambling. Let me stop. Look, the curtain. We got to look behind the curtain and see what's going on. We got to understand what's happening. Okay. Let her keep going, Johnson. Let me stop. Let her keep going. Hit the like button. Let people know you like this content, please. Hit the like button. Go ahead, AOC. I'm sorry. Continue, please. Continue to lie to us, please. Thank you.
And Donald Trump said, do not solve this problem. As long as it is broken, then it will be politically beneficial for us. And so it is a problem not just for Democrats. It's a problem for the entire country that Republicans do not want to solve any sort of issue with immigration. They are completely uninterested in addressing undocumented people, in addressing a path to citizenship.
Well, they do want to address undocumented people by removing them. I mean, that's what the president is attempting now.
Even then, you see what Republicans did with the Laken Riley Act recently in their passage with it, in that they authorized the complete gutting of due process. So now you can take a DACA recipient, a dreamer, just accuse them of a crime.
And deport them.
And however, they also understand that they don't even have the infrastructure to do that.
I want y'all to understand. See, this is why Tim Black need to get a therapist. They need to get a masseuse. You need to go somewhere where somebody talk nice and soft to me, turn the lights down low, play some candles, and I just zone out, like twice a week. You know what happens to people that are accused of crimes in America? They go to jail. Everybody that, how many people are sitting in jail right now? How many American citizens are sitting in jail right now because they got accused of a crime? 100,000 people, at least. I'm not even sure the number.
Wolfpack, let me explain. U.S. prison populations can only be estimated. For example, according to the Prison Policy Initiative, as of mid-year 2022, at least 30%, or approximately 197,000 people, of the jail population in the United States was convicted. These individuals were either serving a sentence or awaiting sentencing. This suggests that a significant portion of the people in jails have not yet been convicted and are awaiting trial. Approximately 20,000 to 30,000 Americans are likely in state and federal prisons awaiting trial and not yet convicted as of early 2025, though the majority of the pretrial population, over 400,000, remains in local jails, which are detention centers, county jails, municipal jails, police lockups, and work release centers. We hope that helps.
We know a lot of people are in jail right now awaiting trial. Anybody awaiting trial is what? Accused of a crime. Right? Until you are convicted, what are you? Accused of a crime. She made it sound like it's some crazy thing. If you were just accused. Oh, you mean like every citizen in the United States? You mean like all the people that ever get, anybody ever incarcerated in the U.S. is what? Accused of a crime. This is the way she told it. She told it like this is some strange phenomenon. Listen to this.
You can take a DACA recipient, a dreamer,
That's just a person. I mean, I'm sorry. Look, I ain't got no problem with you, Hispanic brother. I ain't got no problem with you, Hispanic sister. I ain't got no problem. But being a DACA ain't no different than being an alpha, a beta, a kappa, a working class person, a person that dropped out of school, a GED recipient, or a person that live up the block. I don't want to hear this nonsense. A DACA, what is that? That's some shit that Obama called people who wanted to come over here and go to school. Okay? That's all that is. I know a lot of people that want to go to school. They're called Negroes without money. Okay? They're called working class white guys who live in the middle of the country. Okay? I got friends who wanted to go to college, who couldn't go to college and didn't want to mess up their parents' credit. Their parents didn't have the money, so they just went on and been plumbers or whatever trade and said, bump it. Okay? This happens to Americans all the time. But to some people, they get treated special. Ain't nothing special because your ass want to go to school in another country that you weren't born in. Well, even if you were born here. She said it like it's some special protected designation. These are DACA. What about blacker? What about blacker? There you go, I'm a blacker. Tim Black is blacker than most black men, so I'm blacker. There you go. Can you believe what they did to that brother? Yeah, he was a blacker. I wonder if it would work the same. I wonder if it would work the same if we did that, if we talked like that, if we gave black men that designation. Because when black men get accused of a crime, listen to the way she talk about them getting accused of a crime. Like, they can't be accused of no crimes. Like, there's never been a DACA recipient ever that did anything. Stole a pickle, grabbed a couple of grapes off the counter at the local supermarket without paying for it, maybe put a jacket or a bracelet in their purse. Like, it's never happened in the history of Hispanic people that they ever did anything against the law. Listen to her, the way she talked. Listen to his shit.
Of due process. So now you can take a DACA recipient, a dreamer, just accuse them of a crime.
And deport them.
And however, they also understand that they don't even have the infrastructure to do that.
Listen to this. So you don't get deported because you're an American citizen. Your ass go to jail. Then they hit you with a charge in a plea bargain. And if you don't take the plea and they convict you, you're going to get much more time than what they're accusing you of. So most people take the plea bargain. She ain't complaining about that, though. That's fine. Who cares about that? That's American citizens. Those are white people and black people. I'm up here fighting for what? Immigrants. My dad was an immigrant. That's what she's saying. I'm saying, so you see how I look at things, I get all wrong. See what I'm saying, how it gets to me? It gets to me because it's like Americans are second-class citizens in their own country. It's like we second-class citizens. We like third-class citizens in our own country. You know what I'm saying? Black people are like third-class citizens, man. That's what I'm saying. But I got to respect the hustle, man. I got to respect it. And I got to respect those progressives who are doing so well. They don't care that they're getting hustled. They don't care that black people on the bottom. They just care that this sounds nice. That's really nice. How she fighting for DACA? We need to fight for ourselves because ain't nobody fighting for us. Let's keep going.
So they're actually creating not just it's not even about creating a deportation pipeline. They are creating a private prison camp pipeline. So they're still creating pipelines to just increase this problem here in the United States.
What? Prison pipeline is something that we've had in America for a very long time. I don't know if you know about this, Cortez, but we've been talking about the jail to prison pipeline that's been going on in America for quite some time. It's not a new thing. The way that you talk is like you just discovered it. Oh, it just never existed for new people to the country? Oh, okay. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the jungle, because this is not new. There's a lot of black people in Oakland that can tell you all about it, or in San Francisco, or anywhere near Kamala Harris's districts. Making sure
a recent dispute, if that's the right word, with Tom Homan, the president's Homeland Security czar, so-called. You held an online forum, a Know Your Rights forum, that he didn't like. What were you doing? What was your goal as you saw it?
My job is to educate and act as a liaison of critical information to my constituents. And I was informing all of my constituents of their constitutional protections, and in particular, their constitutional protections against illegal search and seizure in the United States.
Homan was upset, I suppose, because he felt that you were giving advice to people who were here illegally. Mm-hmm. Were you?
I was giving advice to all of my constituents. Yeah.
He said he was going to report you, or even that he did reach out to the Department of Justice. Have you heard from the Department of Justice?
I have not, and I intend on reaching out to the Department of Justice to inquire.
She was given, I saw that live stream where she was educating her constituents. You know, constituents can vote. Illegal immigrants or undocumented, whatever. Illegal immigrants, people that enter the country illegally, fugitives from justice that are illegal citizens or whatever, they can't vote. So how are they constituents? It's the craziest thing. I don't understand what's going on here. You know, like I said, man, I don't want to knock the hustle, but I got to tell you, man, I respect it, but I got to say, wouldn't it be better time spent educating people on how to get documented, how to become citizens? Shouldn't you try to get them right on the books? I ain't never heard of a congressperson trying to help black people avoid going to jail by breaking the law to help them. Like, I never heard such. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard no such thing as that happening. Has that ever happened? Really? I don't think it's ever happened. Maybe in a movie you saw one time, but in real life, has there ever been a black congressperson that was willing to risk going to jail to help people that are breaking the law? Breaking the law, you breaking the law. Why not help them get their paperwork right? Won't you help them I can see a black person like me, and I'm working with these kids, I'm trying to get them off drugs, not keep them from doing drugs and staying, or get them out the gang, not help them do better crimes. You're not supposed to help them do better. Look, if you're going to do the crime, this is how you should do it. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't all go to jail. Let me help you out. This is how you do it. When you're running a scam, right? When you're running a credit card scam, you need to make sure X, Y, Z. You need to make sure you do this. That's how she's saying. Beyonce, that's the same thing. That's what she's doing. If you help with somebody, you help with a fugitive from justice, avoid apprehension, you are aiding and abetting a fugitive. That's what it is. Why not be aiding and abetting them, assisting them in getting right and solving their legal problems? But that's how good it is to be AOC. We'll see what's going to happen with her and Attorney General Pam Bondi, because they ain't going to let up on this. This is a problem.
Really? What would your question be for the Department of Justice?
Well, there is a member of the Trump administration who is threatening and seeks to open an inquiry. And are you going to do it?
What would you learn? What do you hope to learn from that exchange?
I think it's important to know where this administration stands and if they intend on using political intimidation to silence their critics. That's
what you are. You're a critic? I thought you was an aider and an abetter. You know, what's funny about this, what's hilarious to me is, I don't know how many times I had to hear Democrats say, Donald Trump is a felon. He's a felon. And then we got AOC helping people break the law. We got AOC helping people break the law. Some here is as hypocritical as hell. You know, he put the money in the wrong column. He put it in a column. Did he pay taxes on it? Yeah, he paid taxes on the money. Put it in the wrong column. He should have put it in this column. And he did that. So then he filed that paperwork, put it in the wrong column. And that's a felony. He's a felon. What's a person that's helping somebody break the law? Not just one person. Not hiding your cousin in the closet. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, who's that? It's the feds, open up. You better run, hide in the closet. And you come to the door, be like, I ain't even seen him. I don't even know nobody named cousin. I don't even got no cousin. You got the wrong house, man. Could you get off my porch, please? Well, show me the warrant. Show me the warrant. We see that all the time. That's a regular video on social media. She trying to help everybody in New York who is here undocumented avoid getting deported, even if they got a deportation writ. They were denied asylum. They've been ordered to leave, and they've been hiding out. Instead of helping them get correct on their paperwork, she like, look, they can't make you leave. I don't know, man. It just sounds a little entitled. I don't know. It sounds crazy. It sounds hypocritical as hell. Because for an entire election, I had to hear Trump is a felon. He is a felon. They making songs. He is a felon. He is a felon all day long. Grown ass men and women singing Trump is a crook. He's a felon songs. And they got their shining star, AOC, up here helping other people break the damn law. Tonight's sponsor is the Tim Black Legacy mug. It's dishwasher safe, microwave safe, and hater safe. Republican tears and progressive tears and liberal tears all fit in here. That's right. You put all those tears in here and you could just rinse them out. Yeah. Power to the people.